Picture this: majestic Austrian Alps, their snow-capped peaks kissing the clouds. Imagine the charming cobblestone streets of Vienna, echoing with the ghosts of emperors and composers. That's the magic of Austria, folks. Nestled in the heart of Europe, Austria is a land of breathtaking mountains, imperial history, and cultural riches. Whether you're drawn to the elegance of Vienna, the natural splendor of the Alps, or the charm of historic towns, Austria promises an unforgettable journey. In this video, we'll uncover the top 5 places you must see in Austria. So, pack your bags and let the adventure begin. Our Austrian adventure begins in Vienna, a city that wears its imperial history like a finely tailored suit. This was the center of the mighty Habsburg Empire for centuries, and the grandeur of those days is still palpable in the city's palaces, gardens, and even its coffee houses. But Vienna isn't stuck in the past. It's a vibrant, modern city with a youthful energy and a love of the arts that would make its famous resident Mozart proud. Now, when you think of Vienna, you've got to think of Schönbrunn Palace. This sprawling summer residence of the Habsburg emperors is like a time capsule of imperial splendor. Wander through its lavishly decorated rooms, imagine the waltzes echoing through the grand halls, and stroll the meticulously manicured gardens. It's easy to lose yourself in the romance and grandeur of it all. And speaking of grandeur, no trip to Vienna is complete without a leisurely stroll down the Ringstrasse. This elegant boulevard circles the city's historic center and is lined with some of the most stunning architecture you'll ever see. We're talking magnificent palaces, museums, and the iconic Vienna State Opera House. Take your time, soak it all in, and don't forget to snap a few photos. And of course, Vienna is a city that loves its culture, especially its music. This is the city of Mozart, Beethoven, and Strauss, after all. And what better way to experience the city's musical soul than with a night at the Vienna State Opera? This legendary opera house has hosted some of the greatest musicians in history, and the acoustics are simply breathtaking. Even if opera isn't your usual cup of tea, trust me, a night at the Vienna State Opera is an experience you won't soon forget. But Vienna isn't just about palaces and operas. It's also a city with a soul, a place where you can slow down, relax, and savor the simple pleasures of life. And what better way to do that than by indulging in Vienna's famous coffee house culture? These aren't just places to grab a quick caffeine fix. They're institutions, social hubs where you can linger for hours over a single cup of coffee and a slice of Sachertorte, that decadent chocolate cake that Vienna is famous for. Find a cozy corner in one of these classic coffee houses. Order yourself a melange, that's Viennese for a cappuccino, and watch the world go by. From the imperial grandeur of Vienna, we're off to a city where the hills are alive with the sound of music. That's right, folks, our next stop is Salzburg. Welcome to Salzburg, a city where music hangs in the air like a sweet melody. This is the birthplace of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and a place where history and music intertwine in perfect harmony. As you wander through Salzburg's charming streets, you can almost hear the echoes of Mozart's genius. His presence is everywhere, from the house where he was born to the squares where he played as a child. A visit to Mozart's birthplace is like stepping back in time. You can almost imagine the young prodigy composing his masterpieces on the very piano that sits in his childhood bedroom. It's a moving experience, even if you're not a die-hard classical music fan. But Salzburg isn't just about Mozart. The city's rich history dates back to the Roman Empire, and its charming old town is a treasure trove of architectural wonders. As you stroll through the cobblestone streets, be sure to look up and admire the intricate facades of the baroque buildings. Every corner you turn reveals a new photo opportunity. For movie buffs and fans of musical theater, Salzburg holds a special magic. It's here that the beloved film The Sound of Music was brought to life. Remember those iconic scenes of Maria and the children dancing in the Mirabelle Gardens? Well, you can recreate those moments yourself in this beautifully manicured park. And if you're looking for a taste of that Sound of Music magic, a visit to Leopoldskron Palace is a must. This stunning lakeside palace served as the backdrop for some of the film's most memorable scenes. And it's easy to see why the filmmakers were so captivated by its beauty. As the sun sets over Salzburg, casting a warm glow on the city's baroque architecture, it's easy to understand why Mozart was so inspired by his hometown. This is a city that resonates with music, history, and a certain indescribable charm. From the melodic streets of Salzburg, we're heading for the majestic peaks of the Austrian Alps. Now folks, get ready to trade the sweet melodies of Salzburg for the breathtaking vistas of the Austrian Alps. This is a landscape that will take your breath away. A playground of snow-capped peaks, crystal-clear lakes, and charming villages nestled in the valleys. Whether you're an avid hiker, a seasoned skier, or simply someone who appreciates the raw beauty of nature, the Austrian Alps will leave you speechless. Now, when it comes to the Alps, Tyrol is the region that often comes to mind. This is picture postcard Austria, with its rolling green hills, traditional wooden chalets, and those iconic snow-capped peaks that seem to touch the sky. In the winter, Tyrol transforms into a winter wonderland, a paradise for skiers and snowboarders from around the world. Imagine yourself carving down those pristine slopes, the crisp mountain air stinging your cheeks, and the sun glinting off the snow. But Tyrol's beauty isn't just limited to the winter months. Come summertime, those snow-capped peaks give way to lush green meadows, wildflowers burst into bloom, and the hiking trails beckon. Lace up your boots, folks, and breathe in that fresh mountain air as you hike through some of the most stunning scenery in Europe. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away lies Zell am See, a true gem nestled in the heart of the Alps. Zell am See is known for its stunning lake, its charming town center, and of course, its breathtaking mountain views. And for those of you who want to experience the Alps from a different perspective, I highly recommend a drive along the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. This winding mountain road takes you through some of the most dramatic scenery in Austria, with hairpin turns, sweeping vistas, and plenty of opportunities to pull over and snap that perfect photo. And at the top, you'll be rewarded with panoramic views of Austria's highest mountain, the Grossglockner, its peak eternally capped with snow. From the majestic heights of the Alps, we're heading to a place that feels like it's straight out of a fairy tale. Get ready, folks, because our next stop is Hallstatt. Nestled between a shimmering lake and towering mountains lies Hallstatt, a village so picturesque, so charming, so downright fairy tale-like, that you'll swear you've stepped into the pages of a storybook. This is a place where time seems to move a little slower, where the air is fresh and clean, and where the only sounds you're likely to hear are the gentle lapping of the lake against the shore and the distant chime of a church bell. As you approach Hallstatt, either by road or by boat across the lake, the first thing that strikes you is its setting. Imagine a village sandwiched between the sparkling waters of Hallstatter Sea and the dramatic, almost vertical slopes of the Dachstein Mountains. It's a scene of such breathtaking beauty that it's hard to believe it's real. The village itself is a collection of colorful houses, their facades adorned with flower boxes overflowing with blooms. Narrow cobblestone streets wind their way through the village, leading you past quaint shops, inviting cafes, and historic churches. Take your time, folks, and soak it all in. There's no need to rush in Hallstatt. This is a place to slow down, to wander aimlessly, and to discover its hidden charms at your own pace. Hallstatt's history is as fascinating as its scenery. This village was once a wealthy salt mining town, and the salt mines here are some of the oldest in the world, dating back over 7,000 years. Today, you can take a guided tour of these historic mines, delve deep into the mountain, and learn all about the fascinating history of salt mining in Hallstatt. But Hallstatt isn't just about its past. It's also a place of stunning natural beauty. And one of the best ways to experience that beauty is by taking a boat ride across Hallstatter Sea. As you glide across the water, take in the panoramic views of the village, the mountains reflected in the lake's surface, and the lush green slopes rising up from the shore. It's a scene that will stay with you long after you've said goodbye to Hallstatt. And speaking of those mountains, if you're feeling adventurous, I highly recommend a hike up to the Dachstein Ice Caves. These impressive ice caves are a world of wonder, with frozen waterfalls, glistening ice formations, and a sense of otherworldly beauty. It's a bit of a climb to reach the caves, but the views from the top, overlooking the lake and the surrounding mountains, are well worth the effort. As the sun begins to set, casting a warm glow on the village and the surrounding mountains, you'll understand why Hallstatt is considered one of the most beautiful places in Austria. It's a place of tranquility, of natural beauty, and of a charm that is simply impossible to resist. From the fairy tale village of Hallstatt, we're heading to our final destination, a city that perfectly blends urban energy with alpine splendor. Get ready, folks, because Innsbruck awaits. And for our final stop on this Austrian adventure, we find ourselves in Innsbruck, a city that effortlessly blends urban sophistication with breathtaking alpine scenery. Imagine this, strolling through a charming medieval old town with towering snow-capped peaks as your backdrop. That's Innsbruck in a nutshell, folks. A place where you can have your apple strudel and hike it off too. Now, one of the things that makes Innsbruck so special is its location. Nestled in the heart of the Inn Valley, surrounded by the towering peaks of the Nordkette mountain range, Innsbruck is a city that truly embraces its alpine surroundings. You don't have to go far to find yourself amidst breathtaking natural beauty. In fact, you can hop on a funicular right from the city center and be whisked up to the top of the Nordkette in a matter of minutes. But before we ascend to those dizzying heights, let's take some time to explore the heart of Innsbruck, its charming old town. Here you'll find a warren of cobblestone streets, lined with colorful buildings, their facades adorned with intricate frescoes and wrought iron details. It's a feast for the eyes and a photographer's dream. Be sure to make your way to the heart of the old town, to the iconic Golden Roof. This shimmering landmark, with its 2,657 gilded copper tiles, is one of Innsbruck's most famous sights. It was built way back in the 15th century as a symbol of power and prestige by Emperor Maximilian I. Today, it stands as a testament to Innsbruck's rich history and architectural heritage. But Innsbruck isn't just about pretty buildings and mountain views. This city has a vibrant cultural scene with museums, art galleries, and a calendar full of festivals and events. For a taste of Innsbruck's artistic side, pay a visit to Ambras Castle. This Renaissance-era castle houses a fascinating collection of art and artifacts, including a renowned collection of Habsburg portraits. Now, no trip to Innsbruck would be complete without experiencing its alpine playground. And the best way to do that is by heading up to the Nordkette, Innsbruck's very own backyard mountain range. The views from the top are simply breathtaking, offering panoramic vistas of the city, the Inn Valley, and the surrounding peaks. It's enough to make you want to yodel. In the winter, the Nordkette transforms into a skier's paradise, with slopes for all abilities. Imagine yourself carving down those pristine slopes, the crisp mountain air in your hair, and the sun glinting off the snow. Innsbruck is the perfect finale to our Austrian adventure, a city that embodies the spirit of this beautiful country. As we wrap up our Austrian adventure, let's take one last look at the stunning landscapes and cultural gems we've explored together. From the grandeur of Vienna to the melodies of Salzburg, the majesty of the Alps, the fairy tale charm of Hallstatt, and the alpine energy of Innsbruck, Austria has truly captured our hearts. Austria is a land of contrasts, where imperial grandeur meets natural splendor, and every corner tells a story. Whether you dream of skiing in the Alps, exploring historic cities, or savoring world-class desserts, Austria has it all. So what are you waiting for? Start planning your own Austrian adventure today. Which of these stunning places would you visit first? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more incredible travel adventures.